So hi, I'm Lorien Tyne, the news editor for the Ithacan, and today I'm talking with Mark Eyerly, who's the vice president for marketing and communications now. So when did you start, and you want to tell me a little bit about your position here?
Sure. Happy to it. Thanks for having me. So I started July 1st. The position, marketing and communications used to be part of the enrollment division. So this is the first time they separated it out as a standalone division. So we have college-wide responsibilities. So we help provide the communications and marketing to recruit students. We help with the outreach to alumni to improve alumni engagement and philanthropic giving. We're going to be working on some more robust internal and campus communications, and doing a lot more storytelling. We do the magazine, for example, and I think there are a lot of great stories at IC that we haven't quite put our fingers on yet, and we're going to do that. Tell a lot of great stories to our audiences.
That's exciting, yeah. In the past 10 years, you've done a lot of different kind of positions within the marketing and enrollment sector.
This is my sixth college or university. I absolutely love working in higher ed. I took a break in between two of them. Started my own consulting business called Remarkable Communications. I learned things about myself I should have already known, which is I'm in this work because I love doing the work. I'm not necessarily in love with doing sales, right? And I spend way too much time selling myself instead of selling and promoting an institution.
How's it been so far, and maybe what are some projects and initiatives that the campus community can see rolled out in this next year?
In the next year?
Yeah.
Sure. The approach I'm taking, which is one when I arrive at any place new, is to look at the strategy, then look at the structure to see if I want to make changes that would advance that strategy, and then look at the roles we need in the structure. I think the group right now operates too much like an ad agency and not enough like a newsroom. So there's some really creative, solid work being done around student recruitment, for example. But there the emphasis is on what are the messages we need to deliver to a particular audience, sophomores, juniors, seniors. When do we want to deliver it? How do we want to deliver it? And then let's go find stories or content that will check those boxes. And what I'd like to do is a little bit more of a balance, swing that pendulum a little more back toward a newsroom where we have writers who are covering the campus on a beat system. That should sound familiar to you, right? And they're not worried that the first thing they're focused on is not the audience. The first thing they're focused on is just finding really good stories and telling those stories. And then we can decide how we're going to multi-purpose that content across various audiences. Back in the day, when I started at Cornell, one of my first assignments was to write the news release about the next year's tuition increase. So I did. And the vice president there comes down and knocks on my door. He says, Mark, he says, if you were still working in journalism, that would be a perfectly fine lead. But you work for me now. So that lead needs to point out that this was the smallest tuition increase in the last 5 years, right? So what you'll learn fairly quickly is it's not just about the story. It's about some positioning in some context, right? Nothing wrong with highlighting in the lead that this was the smallest percentage increase of 5 years. When you're working for Cornell, you make sure you mention that in the lead. Yeah.
And when you're in marketing at a higher institution like this, like higher education, how do you quantify success in this role? Because how do you really get that feedback about, okay, is this working or not?
Right. It's tricky because in this business, there usually isn't a direct line between your efforts and what you're trying to influence, right? So we keep metrics that are the typical ones you would think of, right? So we're doing the Google Analytics and the open rates and click rates on the email newsletters we send out and things like that, and we sort of monitor what's working, what's not working. We monitor the marketing campaigns that we help enrollment with on which ones are doing a better job at leading to campus visits and applications and that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, the metric we're really trying to influence is the college enrolling classes of the size it wants to enroll, with the makeup of the student body being the kind of makeup it wants to enroll. And are we Do we have enough alumni engagement, and are we seeing enough philanthropic dollars? How can we? And you really can't draw a direct line between anything we do and those numbers, but we're responsible for helping those numbers move in a positive direction.
Do you think that right now, when we're kind of going through this staffing shortage, that this marketing to bring those positions in is even more important?
I do, and I think it's here. It's there's an opportunity, but also a challenge in bringing in stats. So the opportunities are almost endless. I think it's the quality of the college, it's the quality of the Finger Lakes, it's the funkiness of the city of Ithaca. I mean, that there are so many things that are attractive about joining a team here at Ithaca College.
Thank you for, talking with me today, and I think we'll probably talk more in the future.
Terrific. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, of course.